This video is sponsored by TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. What's up everyone, Jun with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'll show you how to make one of the simplest yet most comforting Japanese donburi dishes, and that is OYAKODON. It's a bowl of rice topped with tender and juicy chicken, simmered with some thin sliced onion, and then topped with a layer of lightly cooked egg. All mixed with a sweet, savory, umami-packed sauce. It's an extremely easy dish that takes less than 15 minutes to make. So if you're looking for a quick, delicious, and super satisfying meal, then you're gonna want to watch this video. Alright, without further ado, let's jump right in. But first, I just want to give a quick thanks to you. Whether you're new or returning to my channel, thank you for being here. Now, I want to ask you for a simple favor. If you're enjoying my content and you're finding it helpful, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does make a difference and it allows me to continue making more creative and better content. So again, I really appreciate you all being here. Now back to our video. So first, with any type of donburi dish, we're going to need some steamed rice. I'll be using about 1.5 cups for one bowl. Next, we have the chicken, about 6 ounces or so of boneless, skinless thigh meat. You can also use breast meat if you prefer. Then we have half an onion, and then about 1 to 2 green onions. Now, if you can find Japanese mitsuba, then that's the more traditional ingredient to use, but it's harder to come by, so I just use green onions, which is totally fine and just as good. Then we have a couple large eggs, and for the sauce, we're going to need some dashi stock. I like to make my own, but you can also use dashi powder and combine it with water. And then some soy sauce, mirin, sugar, and a tad bit of salt. Lastly, some optional toppings. This is called shichimi togarashi, which is a Japanese 7-spice mix. And then one of my favorites, Japanese crunchy garlic chili oil. This stuff is great on a lot of dishes. It adds a little bit of kick and it has a very addicting crunchy texture. Adds a bunch of umami to it too. You should be able to find it at most Asian markets, or I'll have a link in the description as well. And that's it for our ingredients. Now on to our prep. But before we move on, let me show you some awesome snack boxes that I have. TokyoTreat and Sakuraco, which happens to be the sponsor of this video. TokyoTreat is a monthly subscription box that's packed with the latest limited edition seasonal snacks straight from Japan. That means you can't find these here in the States, or anywhere else besides Japan. It also comes with instant ramen and drinks. Sakuraco is also a monthly subscription box that features traditional Japanese snacks that are made from local artisans. So obviously you can't get this stuff anywhere besides Japan either. Each box comes with 20 authentic artisan snacks, including Japanese teas and special Japanese tableware. Now that's really cool. Both are delivered straight to your door and have a different theme every month. These are November's boxes, which you can get if you order by November 15th. Alright, now let's see what's inside. November's TokyoTreat theme is Osaka Snackathon. Very cool. Osaka is the 3rd largest city in Japan, and even though it's a big city, it's a lot more laid back and down to earth compared to Tokyo. And the food scene is amazing. Definitely a place to put on your bucket list if you haven't been already. Alright, now let's check out our snacks. And if you have no clue what these items are, don't worry, they give you a convenient booklet that tells you everything about each snack and some educational notes about Japanese culture. Alright, now let's try some of these. This one is Benishoga Ikaten, which is basically pickled ginger and squid tempura chips. Itadakimasu. Oh, that is good. Man, this would be perfect with beer. Next, I'm going to try this. Uguisu boru. And this is takoyaki flavored. I mean, come on. Can't have Osaka treats without having something that's takoyaki themed, right? Oh man, I really want a beer now. Really good. Alright, moving on to our Sakuraco box. This month the theme is Heart of Ishikawa. Earlier this year, the prefecture of Ishikawa was hit with a big earthquake that devastated the region. So this is actually a collaboration box that they're doing to support the local artisans and businesses there, which is really cool. I've never had the opportunity to visit, but I've heard many great things about the area. Alright, now let's see what's inside. check this out. This month's special tableware is a pair of lacquer chopsticks. Look how pretty that is. Very nice. Alright, let's start off with one of these teas. Always so good. Now let's try some of these. Yuzu senbei. That's really good. That's good with the tea. Let me try this too. Kintsuba. Not sure really what it is, but... It's like a sweet red bean bar. That is really good with the tea. Man, I have to say, Japanese snacks are made so well, especially these specialty ones from the small local artisans. You can tell how much work and craftsmanship goes into each and every one of these. And I mean, look at all this. Both TokyoTreat and Sakuraco do a fantastic job of picking the best snacks and really packing these boxes. It's like a private snack tour all around Japan, but in the convenience of your own home. So if you or someone you know is a fan of Japanese snacks, then definitely check out the link below. And don't forget to use my special promo code, TheSushiMan, to get $5 off your first order. Thank you so much to TokyoTreat and Sakuraco for sponsoring this video. Alright, now back to our OYAKODON. The very first thing we want to do is cook some rice, which takes the longest. And you can follow this video right over here if you don't know how. Just skip all the sushi vinegar parts though because we're using regular steamed rice. Okay, next let's cut our veggies. First, the onion. And I have this cut lengthwise in half. So the onion was like this, with the ends at the top and bottom. And I just cut it vertically in half. And now we just follow that vertical cut and slice it into about 1/4 inch thickness. And then just break it up very loosely. Alright, next let's cut the green onion. Starting with the white end, we're going to slice this thin diagonally to make about 1 inch long pieces. And then for the green part, we're going to cut it smaller to use as garnish. Now for the garnish, I like to cut it smaller by slicing it perpendicular all the way down rest of the way. Okay, now onto our chicken. First, you want to cut off any excess fat and check for small bones that might have been left over. Now we're just going to cut this into bite-sized pieces, about 1 inch squares. Alright, and the last thing we have to do is crack open our eggs and gently mix them. Now, you don't want to get all crazy here with the mixing. First, try to break and mix just the whites. And then gently break the yolks and lightly mix them in. Just like that. Alright, and that's it for our prep. Now let's get cooking. First, we want to get a small frying pan and add in our sauce ingredients. Now turn this to medium heat and stir it until the sugar fully dissolves. Now add in the onions and spread them out evenly. And the sauce should be barely covering the onions. Once it starts to simmer, turn down the heat slightly and then add in the chicken. Make sure it's spread out evenly. And then sprinkle on a little bit of salt. Now we cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes until the chicken is about 80% cooked, turning it over halfway through. Now add in the white parts of the green onion and let it sit for about a minute. Okay, now for the egg. Make sure the liquid is simmering and then we're going to drizzle the eggs right on top. Now you can add the entire egg mixture in at once, but I like to separate it into 2 batches, which makes it easier to control the doneness of the egg and it also gives it a fluffier texture. So I'm going to start off with about half of the eggs. Now we let this sit for about a minute. And then once the first round of eggs settles, let's add in the next layer. And then we just let this cook for another 40 seconds to a minute or so. Alright, and that's it. Now we're just gonna plate this. And look at that. Such a simple recipe, but it's so good. The combination of the juicy chicken with the onions and soft half-cooked egg on top, all with the sweet, savory umami-packed sauce. If you've never tried OYAKODON before, then well, you'll understand why it's such a popular item. And you're welcome. Alright, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, feel free to leave me any questions or comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Arigatou gozaimasu. Alright, time for me to eat. Itadakimasu. Oh yeah. So good. So simple, but so satisfying. That hits the spot.